Hello, so today we're going to talk about my favorite way to do color changes. I really liked doing color changes for this pattern because I don't like sewing, and all the monkey patterns that I found, you had to sew on the nose and you had to sew on eye patches and you had to sew on the ears. So I tried to make the head as no sew as possible. So that included a lot of color changes. And yeah, I'm just going to show you how I did that. So this is the last row of color changes for my monkey pattern, which you can find in the link in the description. And so first we're gonna start in brown and we're gonna do 7 stitches. Okay, so this is the 7th stitch. So we're gonna pull this through and leave a bit of a loop here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through these 2 front loops right there in that last stitch. So there's the first loop and there's the second loop. Okay, so once we have our hook through those 2 loops, we're gonna grab the other color and we're just gonna pull that right on through. And because this is already attached to my project, the inside is gonna look messy, but it's the inside, so nobody's gonna see it. We don't want this to be stretched too tight, because if this is too short, it's gonna change the shape of that head. So we want to leave enough space in here. I like to kind of leave enough space to get it to lie flat, and then if it is a little bit too tight, like it's still, you see, it's not going to change the shape of that head. So make sure that you leave enough space in there, and then we're just gonna keep on going. So that the next part is we're gonna do 2 single crochets in this tan color, 1 and 2, and then because we're going to change colors again, we need to pull this loop out so that we don't end up with that loop in there after we're done. So we're just going to pull it, and then you can see that this color change is fantastic. Look at that. Okay, so but we're going to change colors again, so make sure that you leave a little bit of a loop here so you don't accidentally pull it out too quickly. Then we're going to go through those front 2 loops there and just grab our brown again. Okay, so I'm just going to grab it on my hook and pull it through. Make sure that it's not pulled too tight back there. And we've got 8 stitches in brown. 1, and once you've done a couple of stitches in your new color, then if you want, you can just pull this tan loop out right there. Three. Okay, this is number 8 in brown. Then we have 2 more in tan. So when we finish that last 8th stitch, we're going to pull up a little loop there, go through these front 2 stitches, or front 2 loops. Okay, and then we're going to change back to our tan yarn. Okay, and then make sure that we're looking inside and make sure that this tail right here has enough room to kind of lie flat against the side there. Oops, somehow I got this. And yeah, try not to get it too tangled up with the existing color in there. I'm just gonna pull that out. I'm not sure what I did there. Alright, because I was twisting it around, I think it got a little bit tangled. Alright, so we're gonna pull up that tan color through those 2 loops there, and we're gonna do 2 more stitches in this tan color. 1 and 2. Okay, then we're gonna switch back to brown, and make sure before you switch your colors, we just have to pull that loop. So just take the tail and pull it right on through. Make sure you've got a little bit of a loop here. Go through those front 2 loops that you could see, and grab your brown yarn again, pull it through those 2 loops, then you can keep on going. So I've got 17 brown stitches until I finish the round, and because that was my last round with tan in it, I'm not going to need that tan. So once I've done definitely more than 1 stitch, you can pull that tan through, and because I don't need it, I can just cut it off. And as you can see, this gets kind of tangled, so if that makes it hard to work with, you just twist until your yarns are no longer tangled, and if they seem to getting more tangled, just twist the other way and until they're all nice and free again. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, but that is how I like to do my color changes. And if you prefer, I guess, between each color change, you could cut off the end and then just tie it in a knot with one of the other ends. But I can't be bothered with that, so I just leave the tails in there, and it's fine. It doesn't affect the finished project. Nobody can see it because it's stuck inside, or it's on the inside of the project, so nobody's going to see it, so it's all good. Alright, have a good one.